Hi there. So we have the DJI Agras T50 here. We already put a full battery on it, and we always recommend having the battery on before pouring chemicals or liquids into the tank. So I just open it. I put this aside. There is a lanyard, you can put this around your neck. We just opened the box, so we took it out for a test drive or test fly, I would say. Usually if you're out in the field, you want to have a nozzle and a pump connected to a bigger tank to mix your chemicals in a bigger tank, and then just fill up this tank for efficiency, but we're just testing here. So if we didn't have the battery on and it would be pouring liquid like this, it could get on the connectors of the power distribution board and it could make them rusty after a while, or some chemicals are corrosive, so we just don't want to pour chemical into the tank if this battery is not on here, because we don't want to damage the plates of the power distribution board. After that, I power on the drone by pressing once and pressing and holding. That's the sound of this drone powering on. I'll put these aside. So now I have the remote controller of the Agras T50. Again, just one of the main differences between the T50 and T40 is this train following radar that they added here. And these are very powerful new LiDAR system. They have 2 times sensors that they were in the omnidirectional radar of the Agras T40. So both for obstacle avoidance and obstacle bypassing, this drone is better. In addition to that, for terrain following, if you have rolling hills and or even mountainous areas, this drone can handle up to 50 degrees of slope on its own without the help of a mapping drone. But if you have an orchard, we still recommend having a mapping drone, and usually we recommend the Mavic 3 multispectral, which you can use for multispectral imaging and also creating a 3D map of your field to create a spray mission on that 3D map for your orchard. But if you have row crops, corn, or other fields, you don't really need a mapping drone. With that being said, even if you have a small orchard, you can create a map, a 3D map on the remote controller with the help of Agras T50 as well. But it's just for fields that are about 10 acres or so. Yeah, that's about the mapping part of it. Again, if you have a flat field, vegetable, corn, row crops, anything like that, you can just take out the drone out of the box, start creating a mission, a route mission on the remote controller, and let the drone go out even if you have rolling hills. So I turned on the drone already. I make sure it's secure, the propellers are good, we checked all of that. So we're going to create a spray mission. So now we are going to create an automatic mission for this field. It's about 1 acre. Just to test the Agras T50's autonomous flight. To do that, this is the remote controller of the T50 again, and the screen is red because we're not connected to the internet, and you can still fly the drone although you're not connected to the internet, and you can even fly automatically. You press begin. It says ready to go because it's connected to GNSS system, 28 satellites. It has 60% battery, 5.6 gallon is in the tank. And if we want to create a mission, we have to go at this top left corner, select the route. It's the biggest rectangle here from different types of mission that you can do, because this is the most used one. We press route. Right here we have a a blue dot, which is the location of the remote controller, and then we have the red arrow, which shows the location of the drone. As you can see, the drone is a little bit further away from us, and it's shown on the remote controller as well where it is. To create a mission, we could press select field here, or fields, and then press add. When we press add, it will give us this crosshair, so we can just create a waypoint on all the corners of the field by pressing, like going on the corner and pressing add. But to create the first point, to make sure you are putting that point on the right direction, so we're going to walk to that location, because this remote controller also has a GPS module inside of it, and it will know at what coordinate it is. So I'm going to walk to one corner of the field for better accuracy of the mission that I'm creating. So let's say this is the corner of your field and you go here. So now there are two methods. You can just put this crosshair on the blue dot, which is the location of your remote controller, or you can change this crosshair settings to controller, and when you add a fields point or waypoint, it will add that on that location that you are. Then you can switch it back to crosshair, and then on the map go to another corner of the field, and then you go to another corner, and another corner. So now here you can see that it created the mission for this field. You can change the route spacing to have it depends on what height you fly. We have an Excel sheet that can tell you what SWAT you need to choose if you are spraying herbicide, pesticides, at what height you are flying, all of that. But so for now we set it to 20, well, let's put it at 22.6 just to have more flights, and then we press save. One thing, I press edit here, you will be able to change the flight direction. This is the start point, the green dot, and that's the end. But if you hold this dot here, I'm sorry, I cancel that. Where did that dot go? Oh, it's here. So if you hold it, you can change the direction of your field. Or you can go and double tap on one edge of the field, and it will make your mission or flight mission that you have, these yellow lines are where your drone will be spraying. It will make it parallel to that edge. So I'll double tap on this edge, the long edge, and it will take off, goes here, starts, sprays, and finishes here. So with that being said, I save it, overwrite the other one, and we go to the shade to kind of have a better view of the remote controller here. So yes, now everything is set. We have some liquid in the drone. This is what's the camera of the drone showing, and this is the map. By tapping on it you can switch. So I'm going to press use. When I press use, it will ask me for the application rate. So let's say I put at 5 gallons per acre. Then flight speed, I move it to see what's the max that it allows me. Now because I put these lines close to each other, route spacing is 25. Let's say if it was 30 and if it's 25, you can select, you will have a different max speed. So let's put it at 31, and 19.4 is the max. So now with this route spacing, this is the start point, that's the end. Again, route spacing depends on the height that you are flying and also the chemical that you are spraying. So right now I put it at 10 feet. Yes, so basically we press use, We selected all of these already. I will go, and it's showing that we are going to run out of liquid before it ends, before the field ends. We press start, and all I need to do press slide. Slide this slider here, and then it should take off. Start task. 3, 2, 1. So first the drone will go to 22 feet up in the air, and then it will come down. It will go to the first point quickly, as you can see. Then it comes down to about 10 feet, which is what we define as the operational altitude. Starts spraying and moves forward. So you can see right now the drone is spraying automatically, and yeah, it's going to the end of the field if it's based on what we defined here. And then it does a very smooth turn. The T50 does these turns on the corners a lot better than the T40 based on our experience. And yeah, it continues the spraying. Perfect. This field is about 1 acre, and the drone is going to spray the whole amount, and it just ran out of chemical. When it runs out of chemical, it will automatically come back to home to where it was. It also comes back to at the same direction that it basically took off. This is very important, and it helps you because when it does land in the same direction, let's say your bigger tank is on the side, you can just go ahead and fill it up. If it was at a different angle, it would make it more difficult for you. So when it comes back at this altitude, it will ask permission to land to make sure there is nothing under it, like an extra battery or something that someone left there before takeoff, or a dog walking under it. So now it's clear. We press auto landing, and it just lands there. You can refill the tank, change your battery, and go for another flight. Thank you for watching.